Shri Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, 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 Jai Nityananda, 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 Nityananda,
Krishna.
Nityananda,
Krishna.
Nityananda, Nityananda,
Krishna
Nityananda,
Hare
Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Whoa! Phew. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Whoa! Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Whoa! Whoa! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hari Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Ram Hari Hari
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Ram Hari Hari Hare 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Hari Hari oh Krishna Hari Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Hari Hare Krishna Woo! Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
I'm gonna get some.
No, it's there.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
It's just here.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Grabbing your Chris.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna. Whoa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Krishna,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Well, we read some 10th canto today, something deep in there. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Jesus Christ.
Jai Jesus Christ. Jai Srila Gaura Haridas Acharya.
Jai River Yamuna and Govinda
Jai Sangha.
and Janaki and Lalita and Mary Sati Devi and Lalita Madhava and Ivo. Whoever else is here. 10th canto. Okay.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Krishna pleases his devotees.
Hare Ram.
Chapter 48. Shukadev Goswami said, next after assimilating Uddhava's report, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the omniscient soul of all that be, desired to satisfy the serving girl Trivarkra, who was troubled by lust. Thus he went to her house. Shukadev Goswami said, repeat, Shukadev Goswami said.
Shukadev Goswami said.
That includes you guys out there too. Gals too. After assimilating Uddhava's report, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the omniscient soul of all that be, desired to satisfy the serving girl Trivarkra.
Desired to satisfy the serving girl Trivarkra,
who was troubled by lust. Thus he went to her house. All right. Translation. Trivarka's home was opulently appointed with expensive furnishings, replete with sensual accoutrements, meant to inspire sexual desire. There were banners, rows of strung pearls, canopies, fine beds, and sitting places, and also fragrant incense, oil lamps, and flower garlands, and aromatic sandalwood paste. When Trivarkra saw him arriving at her house, she at once rose from her seat in a flurry. Coming forward graciously with her girlfriends, she respectfully greeted Lord Achyuta by offering him an excellent seat and other articles of worship. Uddhava also received a seat of honor, since he was a saintly person, but he simply touched it and sat on the floor. Lord Krishna, imitating the manners of human society, quickly made himself comfortable on an opulent bed. Trivarkra prepared herself by bathing, anointing her body, and dressing in fine garments, by putting on jewelry, garlands, and perfume, and also chewing betel nut, drinking fragrant liquor, and so on. She then approached Lord Madhava with shy, playful smiles and coquettish glances. Calling forward his beloved, who was anxious and shy at the proper prospect of this new contact, the Lord pulled her by her bangled hands onto the bed, and thus he enjoyed with that beautiful girl, whose only trace of piety was her having offered ointment to the Lord. Is this the Bhagavatam? No, it can't be.
It's a bit raunchy, isn't it?
Are you sure I'm reading Bhagavatam?
Don't know.
Let's listen to the word for word.
It's chapter 10.
Chapter 10, yeah. drinking fragrant liquor and so on. Calling forward her beloved, who was anxious and shy at the prospect. Yeah. So now we'll hear the next verse. This kind of just tells you the broad-mindedness of Krishna's mercy. Simply by smelling the fragrance.
Simply by smelling the fragrance.
Of Lord Krishna's feet.
Of Lord Krishna's feet.
Trivarkra. Cleansed away. The burning lust Cupid had aroused in her breast.
The burning lust that Cupid had aroused in her breast.
Chest and eyes.
Chest and eyes.
With her 2 arms she embraced between her breasts her lover.
Within her 2 arms she embraced between her breasts her lover.
Sri Krishna, personification of bliss.
Sri Krishna, personification of bliss.
And thus she gave up her long-standing distress.
Thus she gave up her long-standing distress.
Having thus gotten the hard-to-get Supreme Lord.
Having thus gotten the hard-to-get Supreme Lord.
By the simple act of offering him body ointment.
By the simple act of offering body ointment.
The unfortunate Trivarkra submitted to the Lord of Freedom the following request. Or the fortunate, not unfortunate, fortunate, a mistake there. Yeah. So promising, and that's why, we the Lord, just by chanting and associating with the Lord, we get purified. See? And you come to the Lord as you are. That's really the essence. People thinking you got to change, you got to be something different and all that. No, especially here, because the Lord is drawn so closely by mantra. Well, you come as you are, and the Lord will purify you. If you just like the devotees and you like to associate with them. See, the closer the Lord is to the devotee, the more purification there is for the devotee and for others that are also in the vicinity. That's the principle. Because see, it's about intimacy. The intimate associates, the confidential devotees, they're able to draw the Lord really close. See, and so that's how people get purified, and that's why it's taught. By regular classes in Bhagavatam, or by hearing from the devotee, the Lord is drawn close. See, and then the purification is faster. That's why it's faster when you're around devotees and you're hearing from them. Okay? It's like this, the Lord was right there, and he drew her right on the bed and everything. Who knows, maybe he did whatever he did, but still she got purified because he was close. Okay? It's close. And so all this stuff, and then it became pure love. Okay? The lust goes and it just becomes purified. Okay? So it becomes pure love, transformed, pure love of God. Yeah. So, the following request. Trivarka said, "O beloved, please stay here with me for a few days more and enjoy. I cannot bear to give up your association, O lotus-eyed one." She got attached.
Oh, it's going to go, isn't it? He's going to go. He's a rascal.
See, the same kind of thing happens. You bond with, man or woman, and you get attached, and then you want. But the same thing happens with the Lord. The more you get with Him, the more He associates with you, the more attached you get. See, it's His trick. He's a thief. He kidnaps husbands and wives.
He's a kidnapper.
Steals others' wives and husbands. Steals their hearts. Yeah. That's why the gopis, they left their husbands for him, when they heard the flute. Let's go to Krishna. They dropped everything. Yeah. All right, that's okay. That's let's try some Chaitanya Lila. We're reading from Chaitanya Mangal. We'll read from there again a little bit. Right where we left off somewhere. So, we're continuing from where we left off in Chaitanya Mangal. I don't know exactly where it is, but somewhere. I think Madhya Lila. Gaurahari continued, Srivas, don't cultivate Gyan. If I ever see you doing this, I won't give you love of Krishna. By ignoring karma and Gyan, you will get Krishna Prema. Okay. Gyan is basically speculation. You know, he was kind of hanging out with these Mayavadis and teaching yoga Vaishishta and stuff like this. And so Lord Chaitanya says, give that up and just worship Radha and Krishna, the Krishna Prema. Otherwise you get into this, speculation, you can't relish mellows. So don't cultivate Gyan. If I ever see you doing this, I won't give you love of Krishna. Karma, the same thing, karma, doing karmic things, like things that produce karma, fruitive activities. Yeah, you want to kind of let that diminish more. Srivas replied, O Lord, please bless me to forget the mundane pursuit of karma and Gyan. And this is a really important point, because a lot of people try to renounce things artificially and it doesn't work. Notice that? It's very hard. Okay? So Srivas said, intelligently says, well, bless me to help me forget this mundane pursuit of karma Gyan. This is, you've got the ability to help me do that. See? And they do it by taste, basically, just keep continuing to taste these glories of the Lord. We forget about the rest of the world, stuff, worldly things. Morai Gupta said, Vishwambara, I don't know anything about speculative knowledge. Gauranga said, if you really want to know it, then you should learn it from Advaita Acharya. But I think you should just be a sincere and worship Krishna Chandra with a pure heart. Compared to bhakti, mukti, the goal of Gyan, is insignificant. Yeah. On hearing this, the assembled devotees became blissful, and they vowed within their hearts to execute the order of the Lord. See, compared to bhakti, the prema bhakti, devotion to Krishna, the goal of Gyan is insignificant. Liberation, that's a lower thing. On hearing this, the assembled devotees became blissful. They avowed within their hearts to execute the orders of the Lord. The devotees danced and sang in such divine madness that the demigods became astonished by the display. Such are the wonderful pastimes of Lord Gauranga's preaching of love of God in the land of Nadia. His eyes, blooming red lotus flowers, dart here and there like a maddened bee's. His glance overflows with the nectar of compassion. His eyes, blooming red lotus flowers, dart here and there like maddened bees. His glance overflows with the nectar of compassion. His face, a glowing full moon, causes all to cry in love. Everyone in Nadia takes pleasure in seeing the dancing of the son of Sachimata. Gauranga looks just like the attractive Madan Mohan. While dancing in the rapture of praying, Gaur's body erupts in transcendental horripilation. Standing erect, the hairs of his body appear like golden kandamba flowers. Huge drops of purification fly off his body. This manifestation of divine love made by his body glistens like the rising sun. Half-choked words rumble within his conch shell smooth neck. A sweet fragrance spreads from his lotus feet, which are decorated with toenails glowing like the 10 moons, as he walks all wow. As he walks, all directions are illuminated by his splendid effulgence. As he walks, all directions are illuminated by his splendid effulgence. In Navadvip, the Supreme Personality of Godhead manifested a unique form of divine love. In Navadvip, the Supreme Personality of Godhead manifested a unique form of divine love. Here, Gaurahari performed his Prema Nam Sankirtan festival. Here, Gaurahari performed his Prema Nama Sankirtan festival. Roaring like a lion, he covered the globe with the sound of Krishna's holy name. Roaring like a lion, he covered the globe with the sound of Krishna's holy names. Radiant as the sun, Gauranga's beautiful body. Radiant like the sun, Gauranga's beautiful body. Radiant like the sun, Gauranga's beautiful body. Woo. And enchanted everyone in the universe. Dots of sandalwood adorned his moon-like face. Dots of sandalwood adorned his moon-like face. The world became charmed by the tears flowing from the nectar fountain of his eyes. Jai Gauranga. Whoa! Woo! Ah! Oh! Whew. Oh, my Lord. The eye, his walking resembled the gait of an elephant. His walking resembled the gait of an elephant. His graceful Cupid-like form captivated all the women of the world. His graceful Cupid-like form captivated all the women in the world. How can I possibly express the mercy of Gauranga? He is the essence of the very form of compassion. He is the essence of the very form of compassion. He is the essence of the very form of compassion. Lochan Das says that in Navadvip, due to the ecstasy of Gauranga, pray, the people couldn't tell whether it was day or night. Meeting Lord Nityananda. Maury Gupta gets the name Ram Das. One day Gauranga sat on a divine seat flanked by his intimate associates. One day Gauranga sat on a divine seat flanked by his intimate associates. He asked Srivas, "Do you know the meaning of your name?" Repeat. He asked Srivas, "Do you know the meaning of your name?" You are the abode of bhakti.
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 Then Prabhu said to Gopinath, "You are my dear devotee.
You are my dear devotee.
You are my dear devotee."
You are my dear devotee.
To Murari Gupta the Lord said,
To Murari Gupta the Lord said,
"For my pleasure,
For my pleasure,
please recite that verse you composed."
please recite that verse you composed.
Murari Gupta cited his book,
Murari Gupta cited his book,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Charita.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Charitamrita.
I worship the blessed Lord and Master of the three worlds.
I worship the blessed Lord and the Master of the three worlds.
I worship the blessed Lord and the Master of the three worlds.
I worship the blessed Lord and the Master of the three worlds.
Sri Ramachandra.
Sri Ramachandra.
Sri Ramachandra.
Sri Ramachandra.
He wears a brilliant crown,
He wears a brilliant crown,
covered with a strand of pearls,
covered with a strand of pearls,
covered with a strand of jewels,
covered with a strand of jewels,
whose shining lights up all directions,
whose shining light lights up all directions,
whose shining lights up all directions.
whose shining light lights up all directions.
Is dazzling. He's dazzling.
He's dazzling.
Earrings defeat the brilliance
Defeat the brilliance
of Sukra and Brihaspati.
of Sukra and Brihaspati.
His beautiful face
His beautiful face
looks like a pure, spotless moon.
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 I worship the lotus feet of the Master of the three worlds.
I worship the lotus feet of the Master of the three worlds.
I worship the lotus feet of the Master of the three worlds.
I worship the lotus feet of the Master of the three worlds.
Sri Ramachandra.
Sri Ramachandra.
His beautiful face looks like a pure, spotless moon.
His beautiful face looks like a pure, spotless moon.
I worship the lotus feet of the Master of the three worlds.
I worship the lotus feet of the Master of the three worlds.
Sri Ramachandra.
Sri Ramachandra.
Whose charming eyes appear like blossoming lotus flowers.
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 His red lips look like bimba fruits.
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 And his well-shaped nose attracts everyone.
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 His wonderful smile embarrasses the moonlight.
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 Ah, oh. Oh. Ah. Oh, Krishna. Ooh. After hearing these verses, go ahead. After hearing these verses, Gaura put his feet on Murari's head.
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 Then he wrote the name Ramdas.
Then he wrote the name Ramdas
on his forehead.
On his forehead.
You didn't yawn. You're supposed to yawn. Go. There's some magical power in these pastimes. Bewildering, intoxicating. Yeah. Whew. To the surprise of everyone,
To the surprise of everyone,
Lord Gaura showed his transcendental form.
Lord Gaura showed his transcendental form.
Lord Gaura showed his transcendental form.
Lord Gaura showed his transcendental form
As Lord Ramachandra,
As Lord Ramachandra,
along with Janaki,
along with Janaki,
Lakshman,
Lakshman,
Hanuman,
Hanuman,
and other associates,
and other associates,
like Lord Shiva.
like
Lord Shiva.
Added that.
and that.
No, I added that. Just wanted to get Govinda going here. Instantly, Murari fell at the Lord's feet.
Murari fell at the Lord's feet.
And
on.
Tomato. Praised Gauranga.
Praise Gauranga.
All glories to Raghuvera.
All glories to Raghuvera.
All glories to Raghuvera.
All glories to Raghuvera.
He is the same as the darling of Sachimata.
He is the same as the darling of Sachimata.
He is the same as the darling of Sachimata.
He is the darling of same as the
He is the same as the darling of Sachimata.
Then Murari rolled in the dust.
Then Murari rolled in the dust.
Then Murari rolled in the dust,
Then Murari rolled in the dust,
crying in happiness.
Crying in happiness.
He offered more prayers.
He offered more prayers.
Showing mercy, Mahaprabhu said,
Showing mercy, Mahaprabhu said,
Murari, you should worship me,
Murari, you should worship me,
because I have the biggest ego,
because I have the biggest ego,
the true ego.
the true ego. He sure has.
Then Lord Gaurahari recited a verse to Srivas Pandit.
Then Lord Gaurahari recited a verse to Srivas Pandit
From Srimad Bhagavatam.
from the Srimad Bhagavatam.
My dear Uddhava,
My dear Uddhava,
the unalloyed devotional service rendered to me.
the unalloyed devotional service rendered to me.
My dear Uddhava,
My dear Uddhava,
the unalloyed devotional service rendered to me.
Unalloyed devotional service
Whoa!
rendered to me.
The unalloyed devotional service rendered to
the
me
unalloyed devotional service rendered to me
by my devotees,
by my devotees,
by my real devotees,
by my real devotees,
by my true devotees,
by my true devotees,
by my sincere devotees,
by my sincere devotees,
by my awesome devotees,
by my awesome devotees,
by my loving devotees.
by my loving devotees.
Any suggestions? Brings me under their control.
Brings me under their control.
Brings me under their control.
Brings me
Brings
under
me under
control.
their control.
You know, it's like these demons out there. You know, it's all trying to imitate God. They're going for the chunk change, man. Here, if they come here, you know, and I find out, you know, what they actually want. What is it? What is it they desire? You know what they want? Immortality.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they want fucking immortality. They should be coming here. We'll give them immortality. Gee whiz. What is this? They want physical immortality or some bullshit like that of the mind and the body. What I mean is, this is real immortality, man. The devotional service of the Lord. This we'll go on doing this forever, man. You think this is ever going to stop? I've been doing this publicly since 1996. You know, it's still going on. Ask Sachi. She was, you know, been video every friggin' day practically, except a few little, what do you call it, detours here and there sometimes. But still, even then, on the detours, I was always, you know, doing some kind of glorification of God, Jesus or something, you know. Yeah, there's nothing like it, man. It's, you know, I was watching this this video, the YouTube video. Guy was, he was talking about the addiction to self-help and how it was a intoxication, addiction, like a very bad thing, you know. And, you know, for him it was. So he got, and so anyway, he does this whole video, and he says, yeah, this all it does is get your dopamine going, you know, and you get addicted to it. And it shows that he's always spending money in this book and that book and this seminar and that seminar, all that. And so anyway, he noticed that nothing actually changed after 2 years of this. And he just spent a lot of money. It's been my preaching also. Because he said, all I did was get the dopamine going, but I didn't make any real progress in anything. See? Because in that thing, the progress usually is self-development, to make a better self, to become more fruitively rich and all this stuff or whatever. So he didn't feel like he made any real progress, and it cost him a lot of money. You know? So, and so we're kind of doing the same thing, but in a sense, it's development of the self. But it's not, the self is already developed. That's the thing. Krishna's already there. I mean, he's like a mind waiting to be mined. You know, and it doesn't cost any money, because we just, if you get in the right place where the devotees are, giving the gift, then the gift is this prema, and it allows us to mine Krishna, the mind of Krishna, you know, forever. Yeah, it's really amazing, and then because it's not about going anywhere materially, really. I mean, we're going to go into the grave. That's where we're going, the body, right? So all this stuff, you put too much energy into the world and all this stuff, and you just die. You know? So these people that are trying to do, they want to somehow live forever, you know, with their devices and attaching themselves to AI or some crazy stuff. I mean, yeah. And they want to, you know, they want to go to the stars, and they want to go to heavens. You know, they got this idea that with technology they can do this shit. Yeah, but it's all material. You go here and there, and you know, this is the real life here. This controls the Lord. This bhakti, it brings the Lord under the control of the devotee, in that sense. Where, you know, they can, what does the devotee want? More of Krishna. See, so, and Krishna submits.
Yes.
Okay? But without devotion, you can't touch him. You know, you can't touch the truth. That's why, see, the demons, like Hiranyakashipu, he was trying to build a stairway to heaven. Everywhere. I can do it. You know, I can be immortal. See, they all want to be immortal. They want to outsmart God, cheat the, you know, everything is by deceit and deception and all that. But you know, it's all futile. You know, it's ridiculous. And then they have to get their little high. See, we can get high on this, so we don't need that adrenochrome. You know, to have to kill children and all that stuff. This weird shit, man. They're into bizarre. Yeah. And I mean, this is immortality here. People who are becoming immortal, where the soul is immortal anyway, but it's stuck in the cycle of birth and death because it has to be liberated. You have to go the proper way to get liberated. You got to have a bona fide guru, you know, like a shepherd, you know, to get you out. Otherwise, how would people get out? You know, you have to get out by, you know, like you going in through a jungle. Say you want to go, you need a guide, right, to get through the jungle. If you just went into a jungle with all these animals and you don't have an experienced guide, you're going to get bitten by snakes and all kinds of stuff. Same thing with getting to Vrindavan. You need an experienced guide. See, this went in the door and they're in Vrindavan, man. They know the problems and the obstacles and all that stuff, and they get you through. See, the Lord is informing them, you know, also. As in their progress, in their worship, because they're on the ecstatic platform. So that's where we need to go, man. You know, relishing these mellows like this. My dear Uddhava. Oh yeah. Let me go back again. Showing mercy to, I'll just read now. Showing mercy, Mahaprabhu said, Mora, you should worship me and forget anything other than bhakti. Although I am your worshipable Lord, Raghunath, still you should worship the Lord of Radha and perform Sankirtan. Attentively hear the glories of Radha and Krishna and become devoted to me. See, attentively hear the glories of Radha and Krishna. Hear. See? And be devoted to me. Then Gaurahari recited a verse to Srivas Pandit from Srimad Bhagavatam. So anyway, that's the Lord was acting like a guru because he was a prema bhakta. And that's the path. You got to hear the glories of the Lord, of Radha and Krishna especially, or now Lord Chaitanya, because he very easily awakens bhakti, devotion, prema. And be devoted to Guru and Krishna and the Vaishnavas. Guru, Krishna, Vaishnavas, and Lord Chaitanya, like this. And then, boy, just go right in the door. See? So you want to eventually, if you're going to have any devotion, it ultimately should be not to a guru that doesn't have devotion, but to the guru that has devotion, because that devotion is Krishna. See, that's the Ananda portion. See, their ideas is conclusive understanding is also Krishna. So when you're devoted to a bona fide guru, you're actually devoted to Radha and Krishna. Radha is the Ananda, right? And Krishna is the Word of God, conclusive understanding. See, so it's just how if you're not devoted to a real guru who has that Ananda and has that conclusive understanding, then you're not devoted to Radha and Krishna yet. Okay? If your guru doesn't have ecstatic love and doesn't have conclusive understanding, but you're devoted to them, well, that's still mundane. Okay? Because you haven't discerned the transcendental qualities of Krishna that come through the real guru, right? Okay. See, when you're devoted to a real guru, you're actually devoted to Krishna because they manifest, they serve you Krishna. They're a servant of Krishna. They serve you Krishna. They serve you Radha. Radha is the devotion. Krishna is the word. This is his body, man. This is... And when you become attracted to Krishna by the word, this is what Noodles was telling me. She's attracted to the words. See, this, she said, very good. Yeah, because I was telling her, see, chant these verses, become attracted to, this is Krishna, the word. And she couldn't get it before, but now she's got it. She got really ecstatic reading now. Because this is Krishna. Yeah. I cannot be controlled by those engaged in mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, pious work, Vedic study, austerity, and renunciation. There you go. Okay. So he said, become devoted to me. In other places, he quoted the same verse, and he said, learn this from my devotee, Srivas. He said this to the brothers in another place. Okay? Because Srivas was their guru, actually, and he was an unalloyed devotee. Okay? Because, you can't get it through any of those things, renunciation, austerity, everything. It's come by the current of the real devotees. Vedic study, even. You think you can study the Vedas and memorize verses and all that, you still can't control Krishna. If you want that kind of control, you want that kind of immortality, you got to go to the fountain of youth, man. That's the devotee. The bona fide spiritual master.
Yeah, I think about that today. Guru Maharaj shared with you in the morning that Vedas is on the head of a serpent, because many snaky people know the Vedas, but so Krishna says the Vedas are searching after me, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So it's like the devotion.
Yeah.
It's the essence, isn't it?
Yeah.
The essence.
Well, without devotion, you can't understand the Vedas. That's the problem. See, you're going to just naturally speculate, and that's why people, they substitute that standard for bhakti. And it's not the real standard. It's like, if there's gold and fool's gold, that's what it fools you. You think, oh, I can study the Vedas and be a sannyasi and guru and all that. No, it's okay to study Vedas. It's a good thing. You're searching after Krishna. But actually, ultimately, it comes into understanding, I need to hear about Krishna from a realized soul. A person who actually has love of Krishna. The real thing, not saying they have it or or saying some other standard is the qualification of guru. People do. It's different. They just don't know what it is. Okay? If people knew what it is, they would love this Sangha here. They would because it's rare. You don't find this kind of thing. But Vaishnavas don't know what it really is. You know, if I saw it somewhere else, I would go there. I would actually hang out with it. But I haven't seen it. I've been to so many places. And they're always trying to convince me that what I have isn't the real thing. I finally realized, hey man, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They all say, a lot of these devotees, oh yeah, we have love of Krishna and everything. And then they see this kind of stuff, you know, the way I worship, and they, oh, that's crazy. And then I finally realized they're nuts. They're the ones who don't know. Yeah, I finally had, that's why I said it wasn't easy to get living confirmation, because very few people know what this ecstatic love of God is. And a lot of times it's this envy blinding them, or competitiveness. This causes a blindness in leaders. It's very hard. You know, that's why we're more apt to get some followers first, because the leader's often blinded by cultivating the false ego, by being an unqualified guru. You know, a real guru, the standard bottom line is in the book. I mean, if you can't come to the standard, that's understandable. It's very rare, but it's still there in the book. You know, and so it's in living form here in our Sangha. So why not just use the real standard? Why do we have to lower the standard? You know, the standard, this high standard has lowered the price for this bhakti. Okay? If you go to a lower standard, the price for this bhakti is high, and you can't get it. See the difference? You got to get the high standard guru, which is not what people think. It just has to, the devotee just has to manifest by the mercy of the Lord, either getting it from the Vaishnava in a previous life or this life, this bhakti, you know, and then the high standard is there, and then it lowers the standard for achieving prema. Otherwise, it stays that high standard, and that's what. See, people are fooled. That's why I don't tell people who is who, because people won't believe me. But that's how it is. And I tell you, the ones who don't really have real prema, always the standard is high for this bhakti, usually. See, usually, because sometimes people, you know, because you see, the trouble I have preaching prema publicly is hard for people to get. What we're doing is the real thing, because the lower standard has been preached so long that they can't tell.
Yeah. It's like they're chanting a mantra. The mantra's been chanted that it's many lifetimes to get Gauranga Prabhu.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've got to accept that.
Yeah.
And who's your Guru Prabhu? We don't recognise him, so we're not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
That's kind of how my experience.
They got to look by symptoms. Yeah. See, by the See, this is what we're teaching here. Prabhupada was trying to teach that, and also the Bhakti Siddhanta, but a lot of people, they can't. It's, you know, it's not, people are able to understand this. It's very similar to, you know, what's going on, like to teach what we're teaching. Prabhupada said, real Krishna consciousness, you have to be very intelligent to understand, but Krishna can give you that, you know. So it's very similar to what's going on here is what's going on in the world. There's a lot of the masses of people cannot understand that they're being screwed. They just can't do it. They believe in their authorities. It's the same thing in Vaishnavism. The mass of devotees can't believe that they're being bamboozled. Okay? So they do, it's just the the mass of the devotees are neophytes. So they're like the masses of the people, but on the religious level. So they don't, even though I'm teaching the standard, the real standard is here, unalloyed devotional service. And it has its symptoms. And we tell you what those symptoms are, you know, and you can get this very easily by associating with those kind of devotees and giving some respect and appreciation from your heart. Not with some motive, well, I'll give some respect so I can use their resources. When people do that, I started to detect it now. People, they come to take the resource, and in my heart, it doesn't feel right. Something they're doing. They may smile and be, real nice. As you're getting purified, you always check your heart when something, because externally it may, Radhe, Hare Krishna. But in your heart, something's... See, Krishna knows he's in there. You feel it. It's like...
Because they don't come regularly.
Yeah.
They come for a while.
They come to kind of take.
And they're like really into it.
And then they imitate, and they never give respect to where they got it much. They do something else, but that's an impurity. But if they keep coming, they'll get purified. They don't get. See, because the sincere. If you start out sincere, and a lot of times they inherit the qualities of their teachers and gurus, and the gurus are kind of a little bit like that, and therefore they're like that, and they can't make the switch yet. That's just a little ins and outs. It's kind of like, I think Trump has to play that a little bit, how just to kind of maybe get us through this thing and maybe turn things around. I don't know if it can be, but
that documentary about him, about how he's been really trying to help America and bust these guys.
Yeah.
That was really inspiring.
Yeah, I know.
It made me cry and laugh.
Yeah, it was quite an overwhelming feeling of sincerity came through.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
He might be the second coming.
Yeah, he's gonna come up trumps.
They'll call him Trump for nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
The election's coming up, is it?
Coming up,
He's only been in, 2 years?
Yeah. I like the way his secretary deals with stuff, too. These reporters, they're so outrageous. Those reporters, they're Democrats, most of them, the reporters. And they're trying to trick him. They're trying to, catch him in something. And the reporter, the secretary, she's looking, smiling, knows their game. It's, oh, you guys, trying to trick us, and all that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? It's like these Democrats are they're the ones that are citing the mass media, these I was never into Democrats, I can care less. But there's something going on that's, and it's with those Democrats. And they're all in like cahoots, and they all want the lockdown, and they don't want you to go to church. That was the thing. They're trying to why does he want people to go to church? Oh, I know, because we know where you're siding with. You Democrats.
There's a letter missing there, isn't there? Demon.
Yeah, and it's interesting. There's a person here who really hates Trump. He's not here, but he's kind of a distant member that doesn't come much, He really hates Trump, hates him like that, But he can't see what's going on. He's blind to what's going on. And he's kind of a devotee, He kind of thinks he's also got bhakti. He doesn't need any guru or anything because he also has bhakti, But he can't see what's going on. I thought, Krishna is hiding from him, from him. Because he's really he's into the Democrats. See, he blinded him, being bad association.
They look really horrible today with their masks on the way they were.
Oh yeah, and they're such hypocrites. Yeah, they tell me the people that are going with seeing, and they take them off after they make their show, have a thing there, and then they take them off because it's all a big show.
Yeah, they came across
rascals. Yeah. As I say, I'm not into politics usually, but I'm noticing this phenomena that these Democrats are with the one world thing. They're all in cahoots. Them and the and maybe some Republicans also. I can't say, because it's beyond that. It's like, are you really for humanity, or are you for this crazy thing? And still, the Lord is behind the whole thing anyway. It'll be good for everybody. Because could you imagine? Think about this. If this kind of seemingly externally horrible scenario acts out, but it causes the Lord to actually come, that's a great thing. I mean, just to be able to see the Lord, and in a sense, everybody will see this. Because it would be like that kind of manifestation. I'm going to have to read the Revelation again, how people will take that, because not everybody recognized Krishna. If they're too envious and stuff, they fought against him.
Yeah, just speak a little bit. I did also like to read Gurmaj, but I'm aware, best of my understanding, speaks that not everybody will recognise the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
Not everybody recognises the certificate of vaccination,
identification. Can you imagine it says 666?
It's so straightforward, isn't it? How more straightforward could it be? A certificate of vaccination. ID. It's so straightforward.
Yeah, when it's the patented 666
as well. Yeah.
And then the contact tracing thing is also 66664, 4 sixes, but it's still the same. It's just so obvious, and people can't see it. It's just like, if the Lord doesn't want to allow you to see, you can't see. You have to have the mercy. If you're too covered with, whatever, coverings there, you won't see it. Just like people can't see our preaching. We're preaching honestly according to the standard of the book. People don't see it. Depends on who you side with. See, if you take this side here sincerely, Krishna will reveal all kinds of stuff. Do you see a lot of things that you couldn't see before?
Yeah.
You also?
Yeah. And
took the right side.
I just kind of shared on it yesterday, but Krishna reminds me of the thing in that inspiration, that revelation. Govinda, you still haven't done that. How these ideas come through. And it's not like I don't feel any kind of, I must or I should. But ideas that I realise I haven't done come back through in Revelations again. And I see that as Krishna's. Like to put out some of these videos where there's this obvious divide and rule, and then at the top of it put a Prabhupada or your writings about the modes of nature, And so I still haven't got around to it, but Krishna keeps going like that.
That's good. Giving you a nice little service.
Yeah, that was horrible to see, wasn't it? That's one person not wearing a mask, and then everyone in a shop who's got a mask, just like throwing stones at somebody who's. It's kind of, that could escalate into something quite nasty. And so.
Well, that's part of the conditioning and stuff. We'll probably see a lot more of that.
Wow.
Yeah, because a lot of it's just. Anyway, it is what it is. Have a little kirtan.
You're right, not cold.
Oh, I'm a bit cold.
I'll get you a thing. A chadder.
No.
I'll get one.
No. I don't want a chadder.
No chadder.
No, not please. That's fine. I'm cold.
Cold Bible said they need to become addicted to worship of the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, hold your ears. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah. Oh. Boy, a lot of comments, man.
Hey,
sorry, I didn't see the comments.
Are you going to do them first?
Huh?
Are you going to do them
No,
first?
no, no. We'll do them right there. Just kind of look them over. Start a little slower.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Gauranga Nityananda.
Gauranga Nityananda.
I'm a little bit in my throat.
Me too.
Okay, we're going to call it an early night. So we're going to call it an early night. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. And have a good night. I might do I got this thing I'm going to experiment with. I might be contacting somebody out there tonight. So on this, it's kind of like a Zoom thing. I'm going to experiment with it on a computer. So I might send somebody links and stuff.
Okay.
And I'm upstairs and play with the computer and get this thing. Because it might be nice to have, like, sometimes everybody on, we can talk sometimes. So I'm going to see how the interface works. Okay, thank you very much, and Hare Krishna.
Very much.